while maintaining friendly ties with the other Christians. The Ottoman Empire always had good relations with Britain and good relations with France. Ottoman diplomats spoke French fluently. And the Ottoman Empire was always engaged in warfare and hostility and in inculcating hatred amongst the people of Rome. That sounds suspicious to me. Strange and suspicious. Who is the drum beater beating the drum to which the Ottoman Empire is dancing? Who is that drum beater who wants to sabotage Islam's relationship with Rome? Of all the things that the Ottoman Empire did with Rome, and we have mentioned in previous lectures, many of them, the ones which are more pertinent at this moment is the number of wars they fought with Russia. So many wars with Russia we can't count anymore. War after war after war after war with Russia. In consequence of which, naturally, the Russians should have hatred in their hearts for Muslims. No wonder, therefore, that the Russians would be hostile to Muslims living in their vicinity. That should not be a surprise. No. How can Russia feel good about Muslims and treat them nicely and maintain friendly ties with them when the capital of Islam is waging war, continuous war, on Russia? But that's not all. It's not only war on Russia. It's not only capturing Christian women through warfare, enslaving them, and stocking the harem with Christian women. The Sultan never married. They had an endless stable of slaves, an endless stable of European women as slaves, some of them Russian. And then they would take Christian boys, these are boys of Rome, convert them to Islam, and then raise them to be part of the elite fighting force of the Ottoman Empire, the Janissaries. And so the sons of Rome will be used to fight Rome. That is adding insult to injury. Was this calculated? Are they doing these things deliberately to sabotage for all times to come any possibility of friendship and alliance with Rome? Is it by accident that when they conquered Constantinople, the first thing that they did was to take the cathedral of Rome, Hagia Sophia, which was the most magnificent building of Christian world, and which had functioned as their cathedral, the major cathedral for 1,000 years, and then shamefully and disgracefully and manifestly sinfully, and I wish I could get another scholar of Islam somewhere in the world to speak these words that I am speaking. Convert that cathedral to a masjid. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you, we say, to the Ottoman Empire and to Sultan Muhammad Fatih. No wonder Imran Hosein is now banned in Turkey. The Turkish Muslims can no longer listen to my lectures. No? Turkey is scared because the bubble is bursting. You can kill a man, you can assassinate him, but you cannot kill the truth. Even the Israeli Mossad now realizes that. You can't keep on killing people because that's not going to kill the truth. The truth will triumph one day. The truth cannot be defeated. And this is the truth which is now coming out about the Ottoman Empire. So not only do we have a Russia which is filled with hatred for Muslims, but now something else. It appears that when the Mongols, Genghis Khan, came out to the west, they brought with them the Tatar people who settled in Crimea, that peninsula jutting out into the Black Sea. And the Tatar have been there for hundreds of years now in Crimea. They were once the majority population in Crimea. It was once a Khanate, they call it a Khanate. If I am wrong, I would like to be corrected. But the historical record appears to be saying, and this will have to be accepted until it is refuted, that the Crimean economy under the Tatars was based on slave hunting. They went on raids in that region, Russia being the prime target, and they would capture people, innocent people, who have done nothing wrong, and then enslave them, and then supply the slaves to the Ottoman Empire. Shame, 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 shame on the Ottoman Empire. They should never use the word Islam. Take out the word Islam. Is that how you get slaves? Innocent people in Russia? And the Tatar goes and raiding them and capturing them and then supplying the slaves to the Ottoman Empire? If I am wrong, I invite the Tatar Muslims in Crimea to kindly correct me, and I will apologize. But this is what the historical record says. And so now we have a situation where, while the book speaks about a positive relationship, the concrete reality is the opposite. Which one is going to survive in AkhirZAMAN? The answer is that the Zionists knew full well that the greatest threat that they faced was not so much the world of Islam, but Rome. They knew that. And when Allah says in the Quran about the body of Pharaoh, Surah to Yunus, that when Pharaoh was drowning, he realized that he wasn't God. He was dying. And then he made his declaration of faith in the God of Banu Israel, to which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responded and says, now Pharaoh, وَقَدْ عَصَيْتَ قَبْلًا, before this you were in arrogant rejection, وَكُنْتَ مِنَ الْمُفْسِدِينَ, and you were causing havoc and corruption and destruction in the world. فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّيكَ بِبَدَنِكَ, this day we have preserved your physical body. So this physical body will not be destroyed. No, it will be preserved. لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً, but when your physical body is discovered in time to come, when it resurfaces in the historical process, it will be a sign for a people to come after you. وَإِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا لَغَافِلُونَ, but most people are just too busy to bother about the signs of Allah. Afternoon traffic, morning traffic, too busy. So they're negligent about the signs of Allah. What is that sign? The body of Pharaoh was discovered. The prophecy, the divine prophecy in the Quran was fulfilled. The body of Pharaoh was discovered in 1898, about the same time that the Zionist movement was established. So what is the sign? No one prior to this has ever offered any explanation other than This is a divine prophecy, it has been fulfilled, therefore the Quran is the word of Allah. When we turn to Islamic eschatology, we are able to offer a new meaning. That the sign is much more than simply fulfillment of a divine prophecy. No. That the body was preserved and that the body was rediscovered at the time when it was rediscovered was significant. The moment when it was rediscovered, what is the significance? Answer: in consequence of the birth of the Zionist movement, history will now repeat itself. This is our opinion, and we have constantly warned, when we give an opinion, don't accept it. Never, never, never accept our opinion unless and until you are convinced that it is correct. This is the respect we have for the intellect of our students. We never ever say, don't listen to that man, don't listen to this man. Not us, we don't do that. History will now repeat itself. The epic encounter between truth and falsehood, between Fir'aun and Musa alayhi salam, between power of those who are arrogant oppressors and the powerlessness of the oppressed, of Musa alayhi salam and Banu Israel, will now be repeated in history. And when the body is discovered, the countdown begins. The last countdown of AkhirZAMAN began when the body was discovered. In the year 1902, we found something strange. The Zionists were able to convene a conference in Paris to plot the downfall of the Ottoman Empire. 1902. Paris. Oh, but France was always a friend of the Ottomans. Britain was always a friend of the Ottomans. And now in Paris the meeting takes place. It took them 6 years. Between 1902 and 1908. Only 6 years. It is stupendous. It is incredible. It's beyond understanding that in such a short period of time, they were able to launch a revolution which toppled the Sultan and the Khalifa. Abdul Hamid was forced to step down. And in his place came a godless secular regime, nationalist, to take over control of the Ottoman Empire. And the stage is now set for the Zionists to achieve their goals. In the next year, 1909, Britain and France reached out to Russia to get Russia to enter into a triple alliance. Why? Because they want to checkmate the Ottoman Empire. The big war is coming. The Ottomans cannot turn to Britain and France in an alliance when Russia is in the alliance, because the hatred for Russia is too great.